Okay, Wednesday morning in the kingdom, and guess what? Happy Canada Day, eh? Yes, all right. So we worked too hard yesterday and too late. My fingers are sore from pulling those wires. My back is sore from hunched over in the truck. And my legs are sore from sitting there crunched up or whatever. Unreal. But then again, I'm an old guy. All right. So this morning woke up to plus 13, but feels cold. Yes, cold. And on the yo-yo scale, plus 56 Fahrenheit and feels cold. Not chilly, it's cold. All right. So 56 Chevy, the unpopular car of the Tri-5s, as they say. All right, so happy Canada Day, sore from the rewire, and too windy yesterday. I am blinking like you would not believe because the dust swirled around inside the shop there with the wind gusts, and I seem to have got it in my eyes or something, so I'm blinking lots. Yes, oh well. All right, so today we're going to finish the rewire. Yes, it's not a, how would you say, an improvement. It's not a complete job. It's just a makeshift repair. And also too, WHO-ville is evacuated and we're a tourist town just like last year. There's tourists everywhere and the Lodge planes are still flying. We can hear them and see them. So that's unreal. Nobody's allowed to be here except for the tourists. But then again, that was last year. Nobody cares. All right, so let's scroll a bit. I'll have to hold my little flag here. I had to wear this jacket for the pocket because the other ones don't have pockets. I don't know why. Trying to save money. All right, so I don't know what the wind's going to do today. It's strange with all that wind yesterday. The fire didn't move. We figured it should have been moving, I would say, a long ways. And then the wind will change and bring it back to WHO-ville, just like last year. Yeah, unreal. So I'm not sure. So today's a holiday, but the boss is making us work anyways. Oh, my little flag's going to take off. But that's the joys of the boss. He's such an asshole. All right, a little bit more. Right back where we started. I'm blinking like you would not believe. That sun is bright and hard on the eyes when you got sand or dust in there. All right, let's go walk the dogs and hide from the boss. Seems how it is a holiday in Canada. All right, here he comes. Oh, geez, he doesn't even take a day off. Oh, well.
Wednesday morning in WHO-ville is just after 9 a.m. and as you can see the sun is shining. There's not many clouds in the sky, but it is windy out here again today. And over by our fire, not much has been going on since yesterday. It's just been burning within itself, which is good. Also, happy Canada Day to everybody out there. Now let's get the quad out and I have to head over to the kingdom and grab some jerry cans and then go get some fuel. Made it to the kingdom and grabbed the jerry cans. Now I will head back into WHO-ville and fill everything up. I'm just going to get a couple $100 in fuel. That way we are stocked up on gas. You never know if the power goes out or if we do have to evacuate, at least we have stuff. Plus we need some gas to run the water pumps if it comes to that. And you can still see there is no action on the fire. There was a little bit last night, but not very much. Let's head into WHO-ville and go fill everything. I wonder how much this will cost. Made it over to the pumps and I just filled all 8 jerry cans and the quad. I'll walk over there and show you the price, but this is the price of diesel right now. We're sitting at $1.85. That is actually cheap. The last time I was here it was $2.05. Now let's walk over to the gas pumps and I'll show you how much gas was today. I topped up the quad and I filled all 8 jerry cans for a total of $297. I got 175 liters at $1.69 a liter. That is not bad. I was hoping I'd be able to fill all the jerry cans, so my math was right. Now let's head back to the kingdom and drop all this off. Made it back to the kingdom. Now we will put all the gas back into the canopy shed. Thank you guys for sending Buy Me a Coffee money. The Buy Me a Coffee money turned into Buy Me Fuel money. Now we are stocked up and ready to go just in case anything happens. I might go back and fill a couple jerry cans of diesel since it's only $1.85, but we do have a lot of diesel on hand at the moment. Most of the cats here are full, so if we have to, we can always just pump out of the tanks. 10:30 and I got all the gas put away. Now I'm gonna head back into WHO-ville and drop the trailer off and then go to the one store. I think it's open today. Johnny G brought up some groceries, so I'll go see what they have there. Maybe treat ourselves to a little snack or something. It is Canada Day.
Okay, after morning coffee. No, I had a Dr. Pepper. I treated myself. Yes, a Dr. Pepper for my second cup. All right. So over here, yesterday we had a dim headlight. But a lot of these problems we've known for a couple of years, knowing that we'd have the big work day. Yes, refresh the wiring. Yes, we didn't rewire it. We refreshed it. Okay, so back in the day, I was put in the ground to wherever they had it. I put it there, which was a mistake. All the other trucks of the Black Fleet have been grounded back to the firewall, which grounds to the motor, which is grounded to the battery. Yes, so we made one common ground area or problem. So if we got no ground, that's where it is. So here we go. This one is dim, like my first ex-wife. Yes. So we got the ground thingy in here. This is the magic thing. We use this gray wire touched on there. Look at that. We have light. We have light. So let's refresh the ground and see what we got. All right, there we go. Tourist town. WHO-ville's evacuated, but the tourists can come and go. Isn't that unreal? Unreal. Okay, we're going to use the Hobart Handler 100 to, perform some magic. Yes, burn some holes, I guess. So here's the headlight ring. Just a little loose. Yes, just a little loose. All right. So look at how they fixed it back in the day to make it tighten up. That's pretty amazing what the old guys did back then. But then again, they didn't have MIG welders or anything like that. So they were using what they had. Just drill a hole, bolt it on, and call it good. All right, let's see what kind of a mess we can make of that.
11 a.m. and I just did some shopping. It was $127 at the one store. They were actually open today. They are doing boxes of food for the fire crews and the emergency people around town, so they are quite busy over there. But I was able to get some salads. We have some cheese and crackers in here as well, juice, bananas, carrots, and then there is some hamburger in this bag as well. So we are stocked up on a few things. I also grabbed Gatorade too. Now I'm officially done in the kingdom, so I'll head back into WHO-ville and go lay down a little bit. But I'll come back to the kingdom this afternoon and check on my dad. He is just working on the 39, doing all the wiring and stuff on here and getting it all cleaned up. It looks a lot better down here. And he's just installing a new one right there as well. So let's head back into WHO-ville. It's still pretty windy out here too. Looks like it's going to be windy for the next few days. Getting ready to head back to the kingdom. I'm not sure if you've seen that on the camera, but it looks like the tourist plane is flying around. We are evacuated, mandatory evacuation, but yet the lodges can still fly back and forth and the tourists. You can hear the plane. There was one that flew over when I went into WHO-ville to go do some shopping, and now this one here is flying, so they probably landed to pick up the guests, and now they're heading out to the lodge. How they're able to land over there is beyond me because the fire is over there, so you'd think they wouldn't be allowed to land there.
Okay, there we go. We got the loose ends done. We got the dash light on the gas gauge. Ooh, it's now in gear. Now working on the gas gauge. We got the backup, or the light, so at night you can see the gas gauge, so you know when you're going to start walking. The high beam indicator has been switched over to the new style. The older one was too old and obsolete, so we went to the new ones, which all the other trucks have got. Everything is good to go. Now we're going to turn the truck around and figure out why we have no tail lights or backup lights, but that's been an issue for a couple of years. We won't tell the police that. Also too, my windshield wiper. Yes, you reach around and woof, 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 woof. This has worked good. And then when these wear out, you just get another one. Yes, the longer the better, so you can reach around. Yes. So there we go. So if cops pull me over, I have my manual windshield wiper, just like a Model T. Okay, we're in the truck and we turned it around. So we're facing this way. And yes, okay. So we'll do a live demonstration on how the windshield wiper works. Okay, so back in the day, the Farmer Brown would adjust these little knobs here for the vacuum wiper, which work good. Oh, hand and eye. These little knobs here will work good when you had vacuum in the motor. As soon as you hard accelerator back off or whatever it was, they stop. So we came up with this idea. Look at this, the long blade. You reach out like this, and you got talent. And look at that. This works good. You can choose the speed, and you can make them intermediate wipers too. Okay, yesterday we had no backup lights and no tail lights for some reason at the back here. But then again, I also improved the ground wires on the dash or the cab of the truck, so I think that improved it. Now we have all the lights. The staff was here and helped me out. So these are these boxes you get from Sir Rodney, the gray box with the trailer lights or truck lights or whatever they are, common in the truck industry. No idea why the side ones always get wanged out, so we have a replacement. Yes, just change it out. Simple little project. Yes, because if the cops pull me over and see a broken light, they'll write me up. Okay, so for all these years, this license plate, as you can see by the amount of paint, was up there, right there, underneath the GoPro stick for when we filmed with Hollywood. Yes, when they filmed our TV show, pilot show. Okay, so it's been up there, and if the cop's an asshole, it feels like the boss. Yes, the boss. All right, where's your license plate like? Well, you can't put it up there, and technically it's supposed to be at the back of the vehicle. So we have made all the other trucks of the Black Fleet. We've stuck the license plate up here. Okay, and we have the Grotee 6000. Yes, the Grotee 6000. Sounds like the Binford 1000. And we'll put the license plate light in here. So that'll be today's afternoon's project as we relax and enjoy Canada Day here at the end of the world in evacuated WHO-ville, which is how would you say, tourist town now.
12 p.m. and I made it back from the kingdom. Now I'm going to have lunch. Today I will be having the cheese and crackers tray that I got at the store this morning. And of course the puppies are outside playing. Nellie and Athena are almost the same size as Eve here. Yes. They're almost the same size as Eve, and the puppies are only 6 months old. They will be 7 months old on July 17th or so. They are pretty big for puppies. You can actually see right here that Nellie is almost back height to Eve. Now let's head inside and make lunch. 2 p.m. and I was just finishing up my lunch and relaxing. I was going to head over to the kingdom at 3 p.m. and then my dad called me and said he was outside working. He looked over across the mine site. The kingdom is just over there. He looked all the way across the mine site and said it flared up. I think they might be doing a back burn. That would explain why it flared up so fast. Sorry about the background noise. It's pretty windy here, but I think they might be doing a back burn. We do have the right wind conditions for it, so they could be on the far side back burning into itself. There is also a helicopter way off into the distance, so they are watching it and they do know. While I'm up here, there is another fire way off in the distance and behind WHO-ville there, but that one is inside of a burn area from last year, so I don't think we have to worry too much about that one. And then there is one way off into the distance over here. I'm not sure if my phone can pick it up, but there is one at the tip of my finger all the way over there, which I showed you guys on the fire map yesterday. That one is also inside a burn area, so it's not that much of a concern, but my guess is they're doing a back burn right now because I've been keeping an eye on this fire the last few days and there has been no movement. Even with all this wind and stuff, it hasn't moved very much, and out of nowhere it just picked up. So maybe when they do the town update this evening, they'll tell us what they were doing, but my guess is it could be a back burn. It wouldn't make sense to do it right now, and I'm pretty sure the highway is over on that side there, so if they're back burning from the highway to the fire to cut it off, that would explain why it's over here. Now I will head over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to and let him know that that could be a back burn. And then this is the fire way off into the distance there. My phone doesn't pick it up very well. But this fire and the one behind me that I was just talking about, those two I will put in at the end of the day showing where they are on the fire map. But I think this might be a back burn. They have been doing a lot of those lately to try and cut the fire off and to not give it any more fuel to keep going, so that could be what they're doing. I guess we'll find out this evening when they do the town update. Sorry about the background noise again, it is extra windy out here. Made it to the kingdom. This is what my dad seen when he called me, is this right here. So I see why he called me concerned, but even he thinks it might be a back burn. We won't know for sure until the town does an update later on this evening, but it would make sense that it's a back burn because of how fast it picked up after the fire hasn't had any action for 2 days, even with all this wind. So I really hope that is a back burn. Now I will airdrop my videos to my dad and then head back into WHO-ville and continue my afternoon. Then at 5 p.m. or if something else changes, I'll do my weather.
Okay, after lunch in the kingdom and putting these new replacement lights on, new old stock isn't worth it because the box is kind of bent and twisted, so it's pointless, yes. So back in 1939, these trucks only had one tail light, so I think I'm being generous in giving them how many more extra lights back here. Yeah, so if we silicone that over, nobody knows. And then we go over here, and this one here, I was able to grab the wire because I blocked them off, the wires that went there. And then use this one for the tail light over here. I mean the license plate light. All right, let's go to the front of the shop. Yes, we like our walk and talk videos. Yes, everybody needs their exercise. So here we are with the finest quality of material. I don't know what you call it, a surfboard? Yeah, yes, that is a big wowie, but still good. So to keep with the authenticness of the 39 Chevy, we're gonna make it pre-bent, and then it looked like it's been on there a long time and got bent. So here we go. So first thing you do is start with your marker light or your light. Drill the hole for here, make sure it's large, and then drill the other holes, make it so they're large, so then you can turn it. Okay, so then it looks straight. Yeah. So then over here, there's the license plate, so that'll work out good. We just have to do a little booger weld at the top and down the side, and it should stay on for a couple of weeks, I hope. All right, let's get to work here. Okay, there we go. We got all the lights on. It works out and everything like that. Do a test run first, and then we can button it up. Put some gasket glue on the holes where those side marker lights that aren't required when you're an obsolete truck. I mean, an antique truck. All right, so the first time ever, it has a license plate light. Because back in the day, it didn't come from the factory with a license plate light. You had one little tail light, and that was it. Hope for the best. So there we go. So let's button this up and on to the next project, because the boss is riding our ass. Okay, it's a little breezy out here. The best way to chuck up my wires was to raise the box up, and then I could reach in and, how would you say, get tie straps on the new wire. But if I had the box down, I would have to reach up. Yeah, it's working smarter the older I get. So it's easier to reach in right there and do the tie straps. Yes, that worked out pretty good. All right, let's park this truck and bring the 38 GMC over, because we have everything to set the speedometer up. So let's get it installed, because if we do it tomorrow, we'll forget how it's done. Okay, after coffee in the kingdom, and we got the speedometer in, and look at the mess we got. So it didn't take long to install the speedometer because we have a mess. So everything is laid out, and we just did the 39. So this works out pretty good. So most of these speedometers have been sitting on the shelf in the house in the inventory since 2022. So look at that. It's installed, and see the gauges just drop down. We're getting smart, flattening them out and making it right. So that works out good. You can see it. So the first time ever, the speedometer is going to work in this truck. And there we are. Duct tape the satellite indicator where it should be on the dash, so we can, how would you say, know the speeds we're traveling. All right, let's park this one out of the way and clean up the mess. Okay, going into WHO-ville on the pavement, I actually had it in 4th gear, and I was over 30 miles per hour. Yes, this speedometer is in miles per hour. So yeah, that's not kilometers. That was hauling ass, as they say. All the other trucks have kilometers. This speedometer was ordered in 2021, I think it was, or 2022. We ordered a bunch, and they were short shipped, or there was problems because of all the world's lockdowns or whatever. So we ended up with an oddball one. It's in miles per hour, and I used the paint marker to activate the date. Yes, what date did we put it in? Yes, there we go. All right, it's just about 5 o'clock, but the boss has more for us to do. Oh well.
5 p.m. and this is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's still 22 degrees Celsius, which is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. As you can see from my weatherboard, it is still extra windy out here right now. At least there are no sandflies. I did take a screenshot of the fire map for you guys. Not much has changed. And as you can see, the fire has calmed down over there. I think that was a backburn, or maybe the fire just got into something and then burned itself out. But ever since my last video, there hasn't been much action in the fire here, which is all right in front of the house. I have a pretty good view of it, and now let's head inside, let the dogs out and make supper and end my day.
Okay, it's 5:30. We've had enough, and it's a holiday, yes. But I laid out the welding rods. We saved this one box here. These are all partial boxes. We saved that one there for the staff's dog fence and the roof over her deck, okay? But times have changed. I think we're going to have to finish the mini power source here, get it enclosed so he can be out in the elements and running. Because if that fire takes out the hydro line again, it could be 43 days with no power. But last June, I went 30 days with no power. And then we did it again August 1st when the power line burnt, okay? So we just shake our heads. We have to get planned. We can't make plans because we don't know what's going on. And we did good on the trucks. It feels good now to have the 39 up to par. Yes, a little refresh on the wiring. And look at the flags. And it's pretty sad when WHO-ville's a tourist town when they evacuated. We've heard more float planes than helicopters or anything like that today. Because today's lodge changeover days or whatever. Guests go out, guests go in. But WHO-ville's open for business for the tourist town. It's pretty sad to see. All right, let's go walk the dogs, relax, and enjoy this holiday. Happy Canada Day, everyone. Talk to you later.